Good evening, everybody, and welcome tonight to One Hub Racing. This is the Prospect here. I am your main man, your main commentator for tonight, Sam, and I am joined alongside with Daniel. How are you doing tonight, Dan?
I'm doing good tonight, Sam, and hello everyone. Cannot wait for this race at USA. We've just had someone leave. I don't quite know who that was, but what a week we saw last Friday in Austria.
Yeah, two people left actually, but yeah, what a race it was in Austria. A brilliant race, and I'm just trying to remember who it was, but someone made a blistering overtake around the outside there, didn't they? Like on two guys. And if I could just remember who that was, they are incredible. I just wanted to recap that first of all, but we actually saw a different winner last week. For the first time this season, we have not seen Gus Fring win the race. It was Aaron JS who won the race in the Mercedes, who's got his campaign off to a better start. He may have lost his podium streak, Dan, but he came flying back with the win, didn't he?
Absolutely, the virtual safety car worked in his favour, and then once he overtook Gus, it was just all over from that point. Gus decided to come to the pit, fit on a fresh set of softs, and even though he didn't win the race, he did have his moment of glory. Of course, you were talking about the double overtake. That was, of course, our championship leader. What a brilliant move round the outside of... I don't remember one of them, but the other one was Cloudy Balloons, and he actually went off the circuit. I don't quite remember his race, but I think he did pretty well for once. He's had a tough time in this tier this season, so it was good to see him get a good result.
Yeah, and obviously Astronaut, he made his return last week to One Hub Racing. Simply put, he had a question given to him, and it was how good did the podium taste, which I'm pretty sure it's mainly more the champagne of that podium that you get. Taste after a really tough season, which I suppose has been a tough season for Astronaut. He's not really had an easy season so far, but yeah, he just simply put good. So he's finished, and of course we all know someone who was making one words who was finished, don't we? In of course Kimi Räikkönen. However, he had a good race last time out, didn't he, Astronaut? And we haven't seen much of him this season, and he's got on the podium. You expected him to maybe get another one this evening, or maybe, perhaps, the race win?
I definitely think he can be up there. He really did show some good pace last time out, and he did have an incident with the driver early on in the Grand Prix, so it was a great comeback drive from him. So I definitely think that we can see Astronauti a little bit high up in the order, maybe on the podium. He could be in with a shout of a win if Gus doesn't return to full form, of course.
Well, yeah, of course, it looks like we're readying up any minute now, but just quickly before we do, this is the first United States Grand Prix since season 14, where we saw the podium tier winner, which is the lowest tier, in Boris winning, Azimat a second, and Iceman third. And same as last week, Daniel, none of these guys are in the tier again, so... it looks like we're going to have a new winner, and of course a first-time winner in the Prospect here, since this is the first time Prospect has been held in a one-hub season overall. But it's an interesting one, isn't it, this track? 28 laps around here, 20 corners, 2 DRS zones, and obviously the mandatory 2-stop. But this is a very tricky track, isn't it, USA? And especially the first sector. There's a lot of high levels of concentration that you need to get through there at maximum speed.
Yeah, it's really tough to go and keep it on the track as well. You can easily get a warning through the S's section, and then there's a lot of tricky traction zones throughout the lap. So it will be tough for these guys today. But just the more corners, the more places they can overtake. So I doubt this is going to be a dry one today in terms of action. It could be a dry one in terms of the race, but it has proven to give some wet races. So I think we could maybe see some rain if we're lucky.
Yeah, well, this is definitely very interesting indeed. Obviously, having wet weather, it can make the races a little dry. Like, we're going to use that word. It's kind of like a roles reverse, isn't it? When usually you have a dry race, it's usually a very good race, and usually when it's a wet race, it's kind of the opposite here. And I believe it's dry for quali at the moment. It's overcast, it looks like. Actually, never mind. There is I think a few spots of rain coming down. I believe, though, it's still dry tyres, though.
Well, it looking like quite a little bit of a drizzle out on track. It'll be interesting to see how long these guys can go without needing to put on the intermediates. So really, realistically, at this point, you're going to want to get out as quick as you can to set a dry run, and looks like that's what some drivers are doing. I believe Cloudy Balloon will be one of the first drivers on track, but I believe first is actually Stevie Hart or APX Rogue. It's Rogue. So the two Alpha Tauri drivers, both Irishmen, going to be out pretty early. All part of the Red Bull family as well. I quite like that.
Yeah, this will be very interesting then, because most people have opted to go just for the soft tyres, but look at that, the championship leader, Gus, reckons that it'll be time for Inters as soon as they get on the flying lap. Now, we will obviously stick on board with these guys. Obviously, this is an outlap, so Rogue is not going to be going as fast, but he looks to be taking a lot of care through the corners, so that kind of does suggest that we are kind of on the brink for intermediate tyres. Whether he will be able to set a time good enough, of course, to get himself pole position or anyone else behind pole position is a big question really on our lips, because some people have gone for the softs, Gus gone for the intermediate, so look at that, indecisive, deciding to pick the wet tyres. So perhaps we're in for a very long session and perhaps a bit more rain than what we're seeing currently.
Yeah, indecisive, going quite early on the wet tyres. I would have gone on the intermediate, but he has definitely been improving in this tier. He's not been the most competitive driver, but he had a really good result last week, and he said in his pre-race interview that he's getting used to no assists, so that's that could be an indication of why he's not been up to full speed. There's Stevie Hart gone off the track there. Hopefully that's not an indication of his session to come. But Indecisive, really proud of them so far this season. Don't know about the wet tyres though.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a wrong position, but we'll have to wait and see, you know. There is a possibility they could be better, but look at this then. Rogue now coming on to his first lap, as he's the first man to set a lap time after this lap. He's the first man on track. He's going to be the first person to finish, hopefully anyway, into turn one, going quite wide there. And here we go. This is where we determine whether the intermediates are the right tyres to be on. If that first corner was to be so, it looks like it will be. And you know what? Rogue is around. And maybe this is a thing that we're going to see quite often. Now with sponsor Liam 1-3. Let's see if he has a similar problem to Rogue. And look at him, he's lifting through there. And the corner in the full drives would be just simply flat out. And through these corners, it's pretty decent through here actually, Liam. He's not been too slidey, but he's just been very cautious, like all of them are at the moment. Gus has switched back to softs here, so that's an interesting one. So you just stick on board through the S sections we have got through finally. Yellow flags through there, that may just be Rogue. Coming into this hairpin now and then onto a long straight. And very cautious on the exit there, a little bit slidey. Obviously the lack of grip as the track gets more greasy and more wet. DRS is still enabled though, so it does show, but it does indicate to us that the dry tyres are the best to go for. Liam though at the moment is coming in through another hairpin now, and now through this tricky section. This is where you could lose the rear quite easily as well. With these couple of corners, it's very tricky through here. Again, very cautious on the throttle from Liam, and I'm pretty sure everyone else is like the same at the moment. And now this is going to be really tricky in these conditions anyway, since obviously it's a really fast long right-hander, and Liam just dwindling on and off the throttle, and it's so difficult to get through this track. Two more corners to go then. Let's see what time he can set. Cloudy Balloons is the first across the line to officially set a lap. That's a 1:44.0. That's not bad, however I don't know if Inters can go quicker perhaps. Liam sets a time and he's 3 tenths down, so obviously the track is definitely getting wetter.
Absolutely, and if the intermediates are not quicker than the softs, we will balloons on pole position. And as I say that, one of the new guys in the prospect here, of course, I believe filling in for Adako full time because there's no reserves. Here, Bruma goes to the top with a 1:43.2. McLaren 1 and 2 on the grid right now. Could be interesting. I'm trying to see. I don't think anyone is actually on a lap on the intermediates.
Yeah, it's a good lap from Bruma actually. 43.2, and that's not exactly been done at the start as well. So a very good lap from the two McLarens, as we see Aaron JS, last week's race winner, invalidate 2 corners before the end. So the Mercedes driver, he will come across the line. Let's just check what this lap will be. That's a 43.3. So it is suggesting the track is perhaps getting a little bit drier than what it started with. But obviously that's possibly down to the fact that the drivers are out there right now, obviously drying the track a little bit. However, obviously the track will still get wetter though either way, but at the moment Bruma's on pole, but 4 people have set laps, and interesting to see those who went out later, such as Gus Fring, championship leader, who went out later and who's setting his lap right now, how they do. Right now he's on his lap and he's doing quite decent, and now he'll come onto the straights after this hairpin, quite cautious through there, but he's looking quite decent as well through there, so perhaps obviously into tyres are probably not the best to go right now, and the track seems to be looking to get quicker. I saw Gus was throwing the car in a little bit more than what Liam 1.3 was, but Liam's also improved on his lap anyway of 43.6, so that says something about the track at the moment.
Oh well, Gus not purple to second sector there, according to the task system that we are using. I don't believe Enz is actually here tonight. Of course, he is the developer of TAS, but Gus was purple to the first sector. A little bit of a slide through, I don't remember the corner number there, but it was just at the start of the third sector. We'll see what Gus can do here. The championship leader, of course, looking to take another win in this season, of course. Will be fired up after, I believe it was second place, so he didn't even finish far down the order. As now, here he comes across the line. Is he going to beat Bruma? He's not going to beat Bruma despite going a lot quicker through the first sector. Actually, not that much quicker, sorry.
Well, this will be very interesting to see, as it looks like then. So the track seems to be drying then, it looks like, because times are going down. We saw Liam improve on his lap later on, so we thought the track could get wetter. It looks like it's getting slightly drier, but I'm just interested to see whether we will need intermediates and whether intermediates will tend to be faster through the end of it. Stevie Hart set a 53.3. That's not a very good lap, of course, but I'm sure he obviously had some sort of fluff up or something. But indecisive then coming through the final few corners. He comes into the pits and, oh my word, that was down to his wing damage there, but he was locking up massively and almost went straight into the wall. There did the Haas driver, but a very difficult one. You said about Enz. Enz is actually here now. So he's obviously just come in last minute or something, because he is now here. He's in the pit, so we now have 18 drivers to look over, not 17, which is something we all love to see.
Yeah, Enz is not going to have too much time to put in a lap here, but he has still got 9 minutes left in this session, so he can do it here. Of course, he's got to get a setup on, and he's got to get out of the pit. I'm wondering who's going to run a wet and who's going to run a dry setup. I really don't think they should run a wet setup in these conditions, but it's just such a mystery. Like, what is going to happen with the track here? I have no clue. And whether it's going to get wetter, or it's going to get dry, and then they'll be on completely fast laps towards the end. I'm clueless right now.
Well, it depends, in my opinion, on the race, really. If they've gone for a dry or wet setup, because the race is what gets you the points and elsewhere. But I believe it is a dry race, says Gaza. So obviously we've had a wet qualifying, but it looks like it's wet, but we're still able to have dry tyres on. As Cloudy now will prepare to start on his lap, but it looks like we have got a dry race, which is good to hear. But Cloudy on his lap then, he's starting it. Let's just see how he goes through the first sector quickly, because obviously we've seen some drivers be good through the first sector, some drivers struggle through there, and obviously some drivers as well losing the back end. Cloudy may be one of those, very tugging the car through. It looks like he's got through. Yep, he's still got through. So Cloudy looking very good at the moment, but a little bit unstable at the rear perhaps. And now through the end of the S section, is he going to make it through? Final corner can be tricky, slippery on the rear again, but Cloudy is definitely looking on for a good lap then. Into the hairpin we go. Let's see what Cloudy can do. Is DRS still allowed? Yes, it is. So it obviously shows that we're still in dry conditions. Something tells me that it is definitely closing down a little bit. Where is Cloudy Balloons? He's up on his time by 2/10. So Cloudy Balloons looks like he could be on a good lap as he comes into the next hairpin. Very tricky sector 2, especially the final few corners of it, and then going into sector 3, of course. And there we go, he's invalidated. So Cloudy, this season, he has looked to have a lot of potential, But the problem with Cloudy is he's made a lot of mistakes, hasn't he?
Yeah, Cloudy has been learning no assists, and I believe that does include line, so you do have to respect him in that case, but it is really unfortunate. At moments, he definitely has looked like he's got some supreme place to be fighting for the wins of the Grand Prix, but it is really just simple errors that catch him out and then completely nullify his chances in a race scenario. And I think Alex Hilliard's on our lap right now. We've seen Alex Hilliard be pretty consistently in the points this season. Not been fighting with the front guys, but Alex Hilliard, to be fair to him, he's done really well so far this season in that Haas car, beating out his teammate right now, the commentator's team, and is improving on his lap. I'm just going to look on TAS, it's actually his first lap, 27.8, so he's about 4 tenths off of Gus with the purple sector 1. Could be a good time from him. Indecisive, gets out of Alex's way, and now coming through one of the 2 hairpins on the circuit to cross into the 3rd sector. It's going to be an 8.6. I'm going to compare that to the purple one. The purple sector around here, which currently belongs to a Salty Bear. He's 3 tenths off, so not actually too bad from Alex Hilliard coming to the end of this lap.
Yeah, and he's looking very strong through here, keeping the foot on the pedal then, on the throttle pedal then, pedal to the metal, as they like to say. But through the final 2 corners, let's see what time Alex Hilliard can put in through the final corner now. Needs a good exit here. Oh, he's a little bit slidey out there, but that doesn't matter. He's got pole position, and a Salty Bear straight away gets pole position from Alex Hilliard. So for a split second, Alex Hilliard would be over the moon, but that definitely suggests that the track is definitely getting better for these drivers, well, significantly, because I wouldn't have expected our championship leader, Gus Fring, to be 2 seconds down on the pole time.
Yeah, and a sign because Aaron JS has set 2 blistering sectors compared to the other times in regards to a Salty Bear, who's actually going out for another run. He's about almost 2 seconds clear of him this lap, and I can't see any rain. Bruma goes to the top of the 37.8. The times are definitely tumbling right now. I think we're going to have some fully dry running towards the end.
I think the rain has completely stopped then now, so like you said, dry running is definitely towards the end, so I think it's down to who goes out latest at the moment. Indecisive out wide again, so Indecisive will have to look again and perhaps go into the pits. Majestic is on a lap, goes a little wide, well, a lot wide into turn 1. Through turn 2, 3, 4 and 5 now the S section, very tricky, full concentration, try not to lift as much, looking to clip those curves a little bit as well, and he's had a little bit of an oversteering moment, he corrected it quite well, and out of the exit of the S section, could have used more curb, but it's still looking good for the Renault driver as he's coming down to the hairpin to open his DRS. Now we are full dry, we will see times tumble right down to the max times possible. Early on the throttle there from Majestic, so it looks like he is eager to keep that car moving, and the more longer this lap takes anyway, the track is going to dry out further, so Majestic has got a little bit of a split decision here. Does he just come in for this lap and then fit on a fresh pair of softs and then go out again for one last go, or does he just stick with this lap?
Well, that is really going to be his choice for what it looks like right now. He is going to keep going on with it, but you can definitely see the sun starting to peek through the clouds, and if that isn't a sign, I don't know what is. It's illuminating the circuit. There it is, one of our sponsors, Liam13 with a 34.8.
Wow.
That is 2.8 seconds quicker than Aaron JS, and he didn't even set his lap too much long ago, so really, it is fully dry. We had a whole confusing time at the start, but that is completely over now.
Yeah, Majestic with a 36.7. Not the greatest of laps. He did have a lot of mistakes, but you know, you would have really thought that lap was good enough for second place. But that just shows how much the track is going down, really. And all these drivers now will be probably point picking to get out at the latest time possible. Enz is out on the track right now. Same with Cloudy, Rogue, and Zach. But personally, for me, I would hold off till the final minute possible in this one, because obviously you want to set your lap, and obviously at that point the track would be like, it would be at its best temperature, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, it's going to be pretty much bone dry if you're going at the last possible. But they are running the risk of having traffic of other drivers, so it might be smart to go out a little bit earlier, but I wouldn't go out as early as some of these guys have, like Cloudy Balloons, who's on an outlap right now. Probably Kingan has gone out at the right time. I might have gone out at this time as well, because he's got a completely clear track ahead of him, and they'll keep going with that one. Stevie Hart goes second fastest with a 35.7. No one is touching Liam at the moment, so he's doing really well in that regard. Still almost a whole second ahead of his nearest rival, so fair play to him.
Yeah, and Zach Jarvis on a lap right now. The two McLarens look to have the early stake on the pole position, but and second place, of course, but it seems to have calmed down a little bit. Zach Jarvis on a lap, though. Let's see what he can do. Into the third sector now he will go, and let's hope it's a good one. 3 more corners to go, including this very fast left-hander. Go through there, clip the apex, that's right, and then go into the final corner then, and it just hit the apex, get to the outside, DRS open. What's it going to be? A 32-1 from Zach Jarvis. That is more like it, and it looks like the lap times are going down insanely quickly. How is Cloudy doing? Cloudy's through sector 2. Rogue has invalidated. So let's just have a look at Cloudy then. Let's see if he is improving. He's improving by 3 seconds. That will definitely not be enough for pole position. However, I do reckon that there is a chance that he did fluff up a sector. He's gone purple through sector 1. Sector 2, he's just about to finish any second now. He's got a little bit of traffic and Aaron JS ahead. He's off the line though, so should be fine. Cloudy Balloons then coming through sector 3 now. He's gone green through sector 2, so he's obviously improved his sector 2 time as well. Cloudy through the final corner now. Let's see what time he could do. Very quick on the exit. No real wheel spin, and that is pole position for now for Cloudy Balloons. Next across the line, I think it's Kingan. Is it, or is it Indecisive? No, it's not. I think it is it King? Yes, it's Kingan. No, it's not Kingan. I've lost who's next across the line. Someone was purple through sector 1 and 2, but I didn't see who it was next across the line.
Well, Rogue's on a run right now. Purple through the second sector, but he's certainly improving quite a bit. He could jump Cloudy Balloon. I definitely think we can see him in the top. The clock has struck 0, so if you're not on a lap, you're not going to get to set a time. That is the case for Liam and Truth. So they are actually going to get to finish up a lap. I believe that it will be Rogue to cross the line next. So what can the AlphaTauri driver, the Irishman, do here? Coming through the final corner, kissing the apex beautifully, and coming across the line. He's quicker than Cloudy Balloons. The first driver into the 1:31. Good time from Rogue.
Yeah, and looking at one of the drivers who needs to get a time in, that is Gazaman. Next across the line is actually Kingan now, as he comes across the line. 4th place for him. Next will we see a Haas of... is it Indecisive? I think next across the line. Yes, it is. He comes across the line of 36.1, so not much of an improvement considering the times, but Aaron GS goes pole position then. Now it looks like, but we've still got time for a change. Gus Fring goes pole position with a 30.7, so a huge margin for him. What about Gaza then? He comes across the line and he goes 4th place behind his teammate Cloudy Balloons. But at the moment, oh, never mind. I was just about to say, it looks like Gus has got pole position. Broomer has completely swept it out of the park. What about Alex Lilia? Where's he gone? P10. Liam is on a lap, but I don't think that is allowed since obviously the glitch. So I'm wondering if he might just retire or something. He's still continuing on his lap, so he won't have enough time to complete it anyway because of the extended time thing. So either way, I think Liam is out, but that's P11 for the Racing Point driver. But P1, I believe, on his debut for GR Broomer here. So a great time, a 30.7, joint with Gus Fring, and then Aaron GS fills out the podium positions, well, in qualifying anyway, the top 3 with a 31.4 in 3rd place.
Well, look at how close the gap between Broomer and Gus is. That is just a little bit less than half a tenth of a second Gus was quicker through the first and third sector, but it was the second sector 2/10 quicker for Bruma that really brought him back into it. Managed to snatch pole on his first race this season, of course, joining the McLaren team. I believe it's Adarko that is no longer racing with us. So Bruma does really well here. I don't know if Liam is actually going to get to complete this lap. He's got 15 seconds to go through the third sector here. I don't think he'll have enough time, but I don't know if it'll let him finish the lap or whatever. We had a glitch like this in Spa, where I believe Aaron JS's AI... Oh, that is so heartbreaking for Liam.
Well, it would have been illegal anyway, if it was to count, but I don't even know what lap he was on for. I wasn't checking the top, but I believe it was a good lap anyway. But it does not matter now, but he will get the free tyre choice into the race. So, P1 for the Brazilian, J.R. Bruma in the G.R. Bruma in the McLaren with a 1:30.7. Championship leader Gus Fring in second place, and on the front row once again Aaron JS in third, Cloudy Balloons in fourth. Let's see if he can reignite his season with a podium or perhaps even the P1. Gazaman, his teammate, in fifth, a Salty Bear sixth, Rogue in seventh, Zach Jarvis in eighth, Kingan in ninth, and Alex Lilliart rounds up the top 10.
Yeah, so we're just about to get into the race. I'm really excited for this one. There's so many action zones in USA. I wonder what the weather will be like. I believe since they, I think it'll be dry in the race. I think we'll have nice blue skies, not a cloud in sight. Okay, there are clouds, but it is nice and pretty and blue.
So basically the same thing, basically what you're interpreting anyway, because it's nice blue skies there. We've only got one person who done the post-race questions in. Jamie met him in this tier, I believe. So is he here tonight? Yes, he is. That's good to see. So sum up your race in 3 words. He got a decent points haul. That was P5 last week out, I believe. I just need to go over that. Yes, it was P5 for the Mercedes driver, so that's good to see. And he also didn't get any damage in the race. It was beautiful sunshine in the race, of course. So I think Jamie seems to be very chuffed with that result, and well, we'll have to see if he can mirror that result today, because I believe he starts further down the grid simply because of the weather changes, and perhaps the time he came out was not the right time.
Well, I don't remember him actually being in the session during qualifying, so he might have just joined last minute, and is going to be right at the back of the grid, pretty much in dead last. His teammate up in third. Yeah, Jamie met right down the order, so yeah, he was definitely not in qualifying. We've got 19 drivers here today. I'm not sure who the one missing is. I believe I'm just trying to work out who is actually missing here. That would be the second Ferrari car. That would be Nicky, wouldn't it? So he's not come back after his race suspension. He wasn't allowed to race in Austria, but now he's not even here tonight. So I don't know what's happening with Nicky, but 2 absences in a row is not going to be good for his season.
Yeah, definitely not. And Nicky, obviously one of the higher end contenders this season, of course, in 6th place right now, and he's missed 2 races in a row, so that's obviously not put his season on track then. I want to talk about Truth NRP, because we only had one incident last week out, and that was that was reported to the stores, and it was involving Truth NRP, and it's no further action. So I'm not sure what happened. I think it was just something to do with a disconnection there, but yeah, no further action for that. So we've got no penalties or nothing to talk about, which is quite good for this tier.
And just quickly to mention, in the stewards briefing, you can actually report drivers now who rejoin during the session, so that is now banned, and it was included in the stewards briefing earlier this week. And just a quick word of mention before we get to the race, we are proudly sponsored by Next Level Racing. That's Next LVL Racing on Twitter. They are providing us with a sim racing cockpit for the Going Gets Tough award. If you turn up to all your races, do all your interviews, and finish outside the top 3 in the championship, you could be in with a chance of winning a sim racing cockpit. So do check them out on Twitter and give them a follow.
Yeah, and if you want more information about the partnership there or the sponsorship there, you can go to One Hub Racing, look on the top bit where it says about, and then it should have Next Level Racing down at the bottom, and it should give you all the details included with the sponsorship. And of course there are other perks as well other than the reward for the going to get tough awards. So there's obviously more about it, and of course we have other sponsor in Liam, who is obviously now on Facebook Live, so I believe his name is Liam13, so go on there if you want to give him a follow on there. And perhaps he's live streaming tonight as well, but obviously we would like you to watch the full action here tonight, because we are going to deliver it for you. As the lights come on then, 5 red lights for the United States Grand Prix. They go out, and who's got the best start of the two? It looks like Gus has the better start, and yes he does, and oh, there's a spinning McLaren right in the background. That would be Zach Jarvis, who's spun right at the back. One of the racing points has got a terrible start. That must be ends at the back. Everyone looking clean through turn 1 except for what happened to Zach Jarvis. Side by side goes Liam and I believe Alex Lilia or Rogue. It was Rogue after all, but look at that then. Liam up to 8th place side by side with Rogue, not anymore. Cloudy Balloons up to 3rd place now then. He's got past Aaron JS then, but a huge gap between the top 2 and the Red Bull behind at the moment. Looking further back, is there any sort of action going on? There is a spinning Alpha Tauri of Stevie Hart at the back as he goes to 18th place then. So a few spinners. I believe we have another one. A Salty Bear has gone round as well. So a lot of spinners so far, and it's not been kept clean here at the moment.
Now Broomer going up the inside into the hairpin, a little bit of contact with the front wing of Gus for him there, but Broomer moves into the lead of the Grand Prix. Now Liam 1-3 with an excellent start, moves up another position. He's now in 7th position, taking advantage of those new tyres. I believe Gazzaman's off, and he's lost his team.
He's lost his... Sorry, you lagged like midway through that, and I didn't quite catch what you said. He lost his front wing, did you say?
He's lost his whole front wing, yeah.
Oh, that's disappointing for Gazza. And we've got a safety car, it looks like, at the moment. So this is going to be interesting with the 2-stop rule. Who's going to pit? Broomer's pitted, Gus has pitted, Cloudy Balloons has pitted, Aaron JS has not pitted. So this is an interesting strategy then for Aaron JS. Safety car is out. He's opted not to pit.
Well, without the safety cars, we'd probably be looking at a strategy of soft, medium. These guys seemingly going early onto the medium tyres, and we'll run those later on in the Grand Prix. A Salty Bear adding to his woes with a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit. Like everyone who pitted, aside from I believe that's Storm, actually. Oh no, he's pitted onto the medium. So they're all going onto the medium tyres, and then probably going to swap onto another set of the yellow wall tyres. I believe Zach Jarvis going for a little bit of an alternative strategy here, going onto the hards. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up later on in the Grand Prix, but this has allowed for him to get back onto the train and back into this race.
Yeah, and same with Gazzaman as well. Of course, that would have cost him quite a bit. There's an end plate flying off in the background. Who was that? Was that... Oh, that was Jamie's end plate who went off there. Has he had like an incident with ends in front? I am not too sure. But it's definitely his end plate that's gone off. So I wonder if he'll make the decision to pit at the end of this. He will have time because the safety car will not be in, but he definitely would be shafted to the back of the grid or near enough to the back of the grid, which will obviously be a concern. But however, this track, it does have a lot of overtaking opportunities. Of course, into turn 1 you've got obviously turn 8, I believe it is, the next hairpin, and of course the run down to turn 9 as well. That was a complete guess, and of course the final corner added on to that. But yeah, that was a complete guess. I believe it's turn 8. No, it's turn 10. I've got that wrong there. So turn 10 and turn 11 it would be. So I obviously underestimated how many corners it is on this track. But Aaron JS then in P1, Liam 1-3 in second, Kingen in third, and ends in 4th. I believe Jamie is coming into the pits, hence why him moving up places, but we assure you he's not cheating right here.
Yeah, that pit entry actually cuts out the final corner, so it's a really favourable to actually make a pit stop. About 18.5 seconds lost in the pit stop, of course, with that entry. The 22 corners in total around here, so I really do love this track. You know what I would like to see, Sam? I would like to see an overtake through the S's,
Oh
just
my
for fun.
god. Around the outside as well. Let's just do it again, like turn 6, turn 7 Austria last week. Hopefully it's not Gus this time. I want to see someone else do it. I want to see people get their fists out with this sort of thing. Why not? Let's just see someone overtake someone round the outside of the S section, so me and Daniel's heads will explode, which will be good. So if someone would like to step up, please do, but obviously if you're going to do it, just do not crash with the other person. Please, please, please.
Yeah, that'd be favourable if you can do it cleanly. Not even a little bit of wheel rubbing would be ideal. I believe we will see the safety car in this lap. Aaron J is just trying to warm up his tyres at the moment, so he's kind of backing out the pack a bit. But we've run 2 laps on the safety car and they're all bunched up. I would expect to go racing this time by.
Yeah, well, we'll just prep for that right now. No signal the safety car is coming in this lap, but it should definitely be in this lap. There we go. So now Aaron JS has the job of becoming the safety car now, and now he leads the guys, and now he chooses when to go. He cannot go just yet, of course, because the safety car is not miles ahead, because obviously you'll be stuck with the safety car at that point, but looking at the way he's backed up the field, he's looking raring to go right now, Aaron JS, and we just have to wait and see when he does decide to go. Just sticking behind, but he's definitely not. He's not going very slowly with this. He's raring to go. Safety car pulling into the pits now. Then what's Aaron JS going to do? When's he going to go? Oh, he's thinking about it there, but he'll go at the exit of this corner, I believe. And there we go. At the exit of the corner, Aaron GS has gone. Everyone else has gone. And it looks like now we get racing back underway for this one then. Bruma looking behind at IGK ends here at the moment, but no real overtakes into turn 1 as it looks like. Oh, an all bad exit from ends here. So this is actually what we were talking about, Daniel. Side by side through the S section. Don't pull out, please. Stay with him. And all ends has got the position back from Bruma. But with that, he's cost himself through there. But ends back into 4th position there. And just more raring to go on the exit of the of that S. But still a 1, 2, 3, 4 staying the same. A bunch of guys at the back are battling there. We may have missed it. A Salty Bear and Indecisive. But I can get back there. But it looks like Indecisive has fallen back a little further. Alex Lilia further up the field is close with 2 other guys. That'll be Astronauty and Truth, and they're literally following a slipstream train right now. So right now we won't be seeing any overtakes. We may see one here though. Astronauty side by side into the corner. Alex Lilia braking later, but he's gone well wide off the track, and he may have even been threatened by Storm slightly, but it seemed like he was too far back. But Storm once again changing his name. I swear it was VTR Storm like a week ago, and now it's VSMT Storm, so interesting name changes from there. But looking further forward, we haven't seen much of Ends, but you know what? He's definitely looking threatening right now. Closing up to King, and let's see if he can make an overtake on this straight. No DRS though, of course, because the safety car came out, but he's definitely looking very feisty on the exit to try and catch up to Kingen. I spoke for the lap now, and now we need to get your words in, Daniel.
Well, they're all getting pretty feisty on the restart, getting the elbows out early. I believe Brumo could be going for a bit of a round 2 here on end through the S's section. He's a little bit further back this time by, but I definitely think he can be close to him. And as I say that, I think the dirty air comes into effect, and he ran a little bit wide through the corner. And Gus is still not a million miles off of Brumo. They're all still in the DRS, of course. None of that before the third lap of racing. Could we see a move into the hairpin here? could be an unorthodox one, but I don't think he'll go for it. Kingen will be under a lot of pressure at the moment, though, and I think another driver going to be under pressure is our leader, Aaron JS. Here comes Liam13, one of our sponsors, providing the trophies. Here he goes up the inside into the hairpin. Aaron JS not even going to fight that. What about further back? Will Brim go late on the brakes? I think he will, trying to sweep around the outside. Could he make this move work? As now side by side on the exit, he's got the inside line for turn 11 here. Can he get the move on end work? Brilliant. And he has done so. And tell you what, that was a brilliant move, and I think Gus is going to see the opportunity as well and go around the outside, and oh no.
Oh, that was so awkward then. I think there was a little bit of a lock-up from Ents, so Ents may have lost it. Gus, though, has definitely benefited from it. He's gone to the top of it. Look at this. Cloudy Balloons going side by side with Bruma now. Is he going to make it around the outside here? No, he's not, surely. And he is, and I think they're going to pop into the pits anyway, so there was wing damage for both of them. But bit of a scrap there from Ents and Bruma. But Cloudy Balloons around the outside. That was a brilliant move from the Red Bull.
Yeah, that was really ballsy from Cloudy Balloons there, and it did work out. Of course, Bruma and Ents coming to the pits. Technically, Bruma doesn't have to make another pit stop in this race. He's already made 2, but lap 6 on the hards all the way to the end. It could be possible. He won't be too quick, and I believe Majestic might have gone off here in the SS section, and yeah, he's in neutral right now. I can't see. It's giving me a really terrible angle. I can't actually see the car if he's got any damage or not, unfortunately, though.
Well, yeah, unfortunately half my screen has been covered because my cat's just come home and he's jumped on the television screen and he won't move out the way. Now he has, but yeah, so I saw that, of course, but I'm just trying to defend so many different things right now because my cat's jumping around everywhere. Anyway, back to the action. Seems to be no real overtaking moves. Maybe one here, though, for Storm. Moving up to 10th place, it looks like. And he's got it before the hairpin. Has he? Actually, Rogue coming right back at him. Brakes way later than him. Has he got the corner through, though? To the outside. He's got the bit of traction. And you know what? I think he's got the move done. And look at the Red Bull coming through the inside. That'll be Gazzaman coming down the inside. And he's got the move done as well. So Storm moving back. And look at that. The McLaren and Zach Jarvis maybe thinking of a move. Storm sticking there. Oh, and he stopped as well. And that is a salty bear round. So a couple of controversies, and there goes another one with 3 drivers going around there, and I think a lot of wind damage and these yellow flags to sector 3 because of it. But oh my word, there's been some good moves, but some moves have also cost drivers as well.
Turn 16, I believe it is, claims another victim, and I was just about to award Gazzaman with a really brilliant overtake. I was going to even use the name Gaz Stappen, but that really has put a downer on that one. He's going to keep going. He hasn't got wing damage, but I will be really annoyed with that one. He's way out of a fight at the moment, and now he's got it all to do in this race.
Yeah, and he's down to 14th. I don't really know who to blame for that one, really. I think Storm had the right to stick it down the inside, but I think this was really unfortunate, really, of an incident. And you can see who was affected more. It's affected Gaza more than Storm. I believe Storm got in an incident with a Salty Bear as well, who came into the pits after getting wing damage. So Storm's got away scot-free, but I wonder how the stewards will make that for him.
And Rogue moving up the order again. He's just got by Alex Lilliot for 8th position, so he really is on a charge right now. The biggest mover in this race so far at the moment is actually a tie between Liam13 leading this Grand Prix, doing really well out there as well. He's cleared the DRS of Aaron JS, and then Astronauti is also been a bit of a Carlos Sainz today, moving way up the field, but we haven't really seen too much of him. He's in 7th position. Aaron JS now coming into the pits for his first stop. We got about 21 laps to go. This does look like the right time for a pit stop, I believe.
Yeah, and soft, medium, soft it looks like for Aaron JS. Problem is, he's behind this man, Gus Fring, who's in 3rd place. He's made a pit stop. Aaron JS has not made a pit stop. However, how long can those mediums last? And of course, it looks like we're going for a soft, medium, soft strategy for Aaron JS, I believe. But surely we can't see the same thing for Gus, can we?
At this point, I don't think Gus will make it for the soft, medium, soft. And you know what? No, I have faith in the man. I think he can do it. Soft, medium, soft could definitely be on the cards for Gus, and it'll be a great drive if he can make it work and lead the race, because Liam 1-3 and King yet to come into the pits. Liam 1-3 is on for a great strategy at the moment, though, on the medium tyres, leading the race. So he's probably one of the favourites, Liam, actually, to win this Grand Prix. But it is a toss-up between Gus and Liam for me, I would say.
Yeah, it's a very difficult one, really, to say, though, because Liam, of course, has still yet to stop. Two guys still yet to stop. Bruma's stopped twice and the Salty Bear has stopped twice. So they're going till the end, I believe. Yes, they are. I believe Hard should make it to the end. So that'll be interesting to keep a track of as well. But as we see Kingan come into the pits then, Liam, of course, will stay out on the mediums. I wonder if Liam will try a medium soft strategy, and like you said, that could be really good and beneficial for his race in the future. Zach Jarvis has made up a couple of positions as well, up to 8th place on those hard tyres. That's really impressive for him. He's now up to 7th place, in fact, and he would be closing on Rogue soon, right behind him, and looking to make the move very soon. The hard tyre driver seems to be very close to Rogue, and you know what, he could be in this candidate to get a race win, or maybe even a podium, or maybe even a race win.
Absolutely, Zach Jarvis really confident at the moment, and now right on the rear of Rogue. He's certainly making those hard tyres work. Oh, the commentator's curse comes into effect, and he spun off at a really tricky place to
don't do that.
Get the power done, and he's come back on the circuit as everyone's flying through.
Yeah.
That's so frustrating for him.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm saying don't do that especially is because when you go backwards on this game for a mere second, it just loves to disqualify you, and obviously we wouldn't take it as an official disqualification. It's a virtual safety car though, and well, what can I say? We go and say he's on it today, and he's doing really well at the moment, and then he just goes and spins the car. It's so painful to see when it happens, but you know, it happens at the end of the day. And poor Zach Jarvis moving down to 12th place. He looked like he was on a run, and now he's fallen back down to 12th.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate for him. He's now going to have to come to the pits. Cloudy Balloons actually taking advantage of the VSC and everyone being slower on the track to now come into the pits. What's the Red Bull driver going to fit on? It's the hards, and he'll go to the end on those set of tyres. So could we see Cloudy Balloon enter the fray later on in the Grand Prix? His entire pit stop has pretty much been in the virtual safety car, as now he makes his exit. He's pretty much saved so much time here, and now back onto the circuit. What position is he going to come out? He's got Jamie Met for company. He's going to come out ahead of him, but with cold, hard top, I think it might be a little bit of a while before he actually gets him up to temperature. So could Jamie Met... What's happened there?
Okay, Jamie just is all over the place, actually. He's just gone off the track and he's going well slower, so he's had a little bit of an issue there, Jamie Met. And Kingan's onto the softs. That'll be his first stop, so he's doing a soft-medium strategy, I assume. But he's got a hard tyre driver ahead of him. My question is really, is Cloudy going to defend? We've got a little bit of a battle ahead. Storm and Alex Lilia, but it should be easy pickings for Cloudy Balloons, for Storm anyway. Now with Alex Lilia on with the DRS, and just look at Cloudy Balloons. He's closing, and it looks like he's going side by side. He has the inside line, brakes later, Storm brakes even later. And you know what? Storm's made the corner. So brilliant for Storm, but Cloudy's got the position. He's made another dive. Storm has getting his fists out a little bit with this one, but Cloudy Balloons makes up the positions further back. We've got the other Williams at Kingan making the positions, and that should be easy pickings for him on the soft tyres as it comes to contact with Storm, his teammate. Obviously not playing the team game, Storm here, as he's cut across him. Storm leave him space. To the outside goes Kingan, and still no space really given to Kingan, and Kingan will be very frustrated with that. He's lost a lot of ground, but Storm into the pits, and Kingan up to 6th place. Alex Lilia and Arajes side by side through the corners into turn 1, and these two both on the medium compound into the corner. Arajes has the inside line, and he also has the position. Who's got the rear exit though? I think it is actually Alex Lilia, who's actually going to retake the position from Aaron JS, who's back up to 8th place. Again, this is just losing those two valuable time if they want to win, or maybe even just get a podium. in this race. Enns is out. He's retired in the pit lane, so that shouldn't mean in a safety car or VSC. So luckily for Cloudy, he has no issues with that. But right now, Cloudy Balloons right now, we've talked about his unfortunate misses and everything, or his near misses with race wins and podiums. He's on a fire, and maybe, hopefully if the Commentator's curse don't happen again, he could be really on to win this race.
Absolutely, he's got about a second buffer once everyone else comes in for their second pit stop in the race. He's already made two he's made two pit stops. Liam still has to make two of his, so Cloudy Balloons could definitely be within a shout here. Right now he's got to have the gap to Gus at the moment, and he's definitely got that. He's 16.6 behind Liam, which means about that would be 16 seconds for Gus, and that'll be 2.5 seconds for Cloudy Balloons once Gus and everyone else comes into the pit. He's in a really good place right now.
I guess the one problem we have with Cloudy Balloons really with that, he's got the fastest lap, immediately stolen away by Kingan, but that's quite positive to hear. He's got fastest laps coming, but of course Gus will be on to the mediums or the softs at the end of this. I would assume the mediums, probably. I can't really see him going soft for a second stint, but who knows. He's now pressurising on Liam 1-3, who's currently leading this race, but has still got to make the 2 stops required. Just going to be looking at this right now. We'll look back further to Kingan's battle at the moment with Cloudy in a minute, but look at this then. Gus going to the inside. Should be easy pickings moves. It should be still side by side through there, but nice and easy for Gus. Looking further back then, Cloudy could be under pressure by Kingan, and look how quickly these softs go off. They go off very quickly. You know what? Cloudy is definitely going to benefit from this, because he's still ahead of the soft driver, and you know what? The soft tyres are going to go out in a lap or two. Anyways, looking further forward now, look how close Cloudy is actually to Rogue. So Rogue has lost a lot of time then. So now we've got a little bit of a train here, Rogue and Cloudy. I believe Dan's just left me somewhere. I don't know where he's gone. Oh well, you got me for company right now. But anyway, Cloudy Balloon sent 2 attempts off Rogue. He needs to clear of Rogue very quickly. He mustn't get stuck behind him. DRS open, Rogue doesn't have it. He's turned the overtake on. He's looking to the inside as yes he is. Is he going to make the move done? Yes he does. He breaks way later. He goes wide. And I think Rogue may get the position back. But look at this. Kingan as well looks to be stealing the position for Cloudy. To the outside he goes. Cloudy Balloon's in 6th place. He's got to back out. He's on the hard tyres. Kingan looking very quick on those softs compared to Rogue on those mediums. Has Rogue got damage perhaps? I'm just wondering why he's going a little bit slow on the last couple of laps. No real damage for him. Kingan's obviously not got damage. He's right on the rear of Rogue. Cloudy's falling back a little bit. Looking to the inside now. Is Kingan going to go for the move? Yes, he is. And down the inside goes Kingan. And now Cloudy is going to be looking to get past Rogue again. But Rogue will be assisted this time with the DRS. Actually, no, he won't. His yellow flags is set to 1. That must be just wing damage here. But yeah, Kingan's got by. What about Cloudy? Is he just going to tuck in? Yes, he is. So Cloudy Balloons is sitting behind right now. Gus is your leader right now by 17.5 seconds. So right now, Cloudy Balloons will be leading the race once these guys do pit. However, it could be a different story. Cloudy down the inside. Is he going to keep the position? Oh, he's gone wide. Oh, he's lost the rear almost, but he's going side by side with Rogue now, and Cloudy Balloons makes up a position up to 5th place. But how much time has that lost him? Almost 1.5 seconds to Kingan in 4th place. So it's lost him a lot of valuable time, Cloudy, but he needs to make that up very soon. Looking further back then, yeah, looking further back, we've got Majestic closing in on Indecisive. Taking a rather wider line here, Majestic. And into the final 2 corners, no real moves. Oh, and V8 Field has left me, so looks like I'm on my own for this one. I may just need to ask whether that was actually official in a minute, but let's just continue with this battle right now for 13th place. Majestic looking to the outside. Is he going to get the move done? And V8 Field has returned. Do you have some sort of nap type or something?
Yeah, I was here the entire time. I have no clue what happened. But I'm back. I just had to leave and rejoin the party. I was watching that entire fight. Cloudy Balloons really getting the elbows out. Now Liam 1-3 coming back in this fight here. Certainly on for a good one, Liam. But of course he does have to make that second pit stop. He's quite a ways off of Gus at the moment.
Close.
And Salty Bear.
Yep. Oh, he's been overtaken by Rogue, Liam has. Salty Bear losing the car again. Not had the race he would have wanted, but Rogue is falling down positions quite frequently now. And now it's lost one to Liam. Liam right now, though, looking to close in on Cloudy Balloons, who's on the hard tyres. But right now, Gus Fring is now 18.5 seconds clear of Cloudy. Now, what does that do in terms of when Gus pits and how far behind or ahead he could be of Cloudy? I don't know, but Cloudy right now doing decent. But Liam just behind. He's going to be closing on new fresh softs, and I believe he has made his only first stop. Yes, he has. But Cloudy right now leading in terms of the pit stops, but obviously we need to wait for Gus Fring to make his second stop, but he's definitely gaining time on Cloudy quite frequently as well. So at this current point, I believe Gus Fring will come out in the lead when he does pit. Well, I say unfortunately, you can't really say unfortunately, but in terms of the predictability of the winner, you would have hoped Cloudy Balloons comes out ahead. However, in all honesty, Gus is still just flying away from Truth in second, Astronaut third, Kingan in fourth place, and Cloudy Balloons currently in fifth place. But he's the only one who's made the two stops and is going right to the end. Liam now looking to the outside. Should be an easy move. He has the DRS to get it, and he's going to get it. And I don't think Cloudy's going to fight too hard with that one. He's just braking a little bit later, but no real fuss.
Yeah, Cloudy Balloon's been really unfortunate with his pit stop actually coming out into a really congested part of the track, and there's so many cars around him, and that has really been detrimental to his race because he's had to deal with all these cars on faster tyres than him and pressurising him throughout the race. Still in sixth position, so if he could just hold it towards the end, even this position would be good for him. But Kingan and Liam, they're going to start to staunch away from him. Could invite Rogue back into the fight, but 12 laps, now 13 on the median. Going to be a bit tricky for the AlphaTauri man, but I still can't say where Cloudy and Gus, how their fight's going to go. Presumably, with the gap right now, Gus will come out just a little bit ahead of Cloudy, and then with the fresher tyres, can probably get by. But of course, we know Cloudy, he's not going to back down that easily, is he?
Yeah, especially with the way this season has gone, he's going to be well ambitious to get a result here. He's been wanting a podium all season. He thought he got it, didn't he, a couple of weeks ago, celebrating, but because he didn't make the second pit stop, it all got taken away from him. So hysterically, poor for Cloudy Balloons. Thought he had a podium a couple of weeks ago, and he didn't end up getting it. I believe it was in Belgium where that happened. But now look at a Liam 1-3, looking to make the overtake on Kingan. He's going to go to the outside, which is kind of a risky one. This late into it, and I don't think he's going to get the move done here, because Kingan has got him. Better traction off the exit though, and he has the inside line. Is he going to stick it through? No, he's not just yet. Is he going to try doing the switch back? No, he's not. He's just going to back out. I tell you who this definitely does help is Cloudy. If Cloudy can get within that second, he's definitely on for a good one. But Liam, it looks like he's going to come back very, very shortly. I wonder if he'll come back on the start-finish straight, where the DRS will be back in his hands. And what's he going to do here? Kingan a little bit edgy off the exit here. He's on 7-lap old sauce, so technically speaking, Cloudy really should be quicker than Kingan, and it does show that Liam's quicker than Kingan, especially now. But soft tyres do tend to go off after a couple of laps. Gus still leading this race. How much is he leading by? It's still 18 seconds to Cloudy. Liam's got a penalty now for multiple warnings. Looking at this, he's got to get past Kingan very soon, because Kingan is going to end up being a bus to Liam. He's doing a soft, medium, soft, I would reckon now then, Kingan. And obviously for the same for Liam as well. who'll be doing a medium soft run, and I believe Kingen started on the mediums as well. So both of those that going for the same strategy, and you know what? I think it may have kind of worked out this time. But as we look for Liam going to the inside, then he's gone to the inside. It should be easy moves, and there we go. The Racing Point driver up to 4th place, gets past Kingen, and Cloudy is losing sight a little bit of these two.
Yeah, for Liam, that move was a couple of laps a bit too late for him, I would say. Now he's 8.3 seconds back from Astronaut, and he's still got to pit again in this race, as does... sorry, no, not Astronaut. Let's see. Oh, Kingen actually does have to make a second stop. All of these guys in the top 5 have to make their second pit stop. I just completely blanked for a moment there. I thought everyone else had made pit stops. So, Kingen's going to come in.
Well, that's one less competitor down for Cloudy Balloons, and he's going to be in a lot of free air now to venture and potentially win this race. 10 laps to go in this race. Gus Fring leads the way. Truth in second. Astronauty in third right now. However, everyone ahead of Cloudy Balloons still needs to pit. How is the gap looking? Cloudy Balloons is rather stuck to the same gap to Gus Fring in the lead. I'm going to just quickly check penalties right now because we haven't really talked about that. Right now, Gus has 0. Cloudy Balloons is 3. Gus has no warnings whatsoever, which for a track like this, USA, where it's quite easy to pick up warnings, fair play to Gus Fring right now. But honestly speaking right now, I think Cloudy Balloons just wants that podium, and you know what? He's on for it right now. He is going to be going for it.
Tell you who we've kind of been sleeping on a little bit this race. Truth NRP. He's a second back from Gus right now, and if Cloudy Balloons comes out in around the same bit of tarmac as Gus, and those two start fighting, we can really see a battle between Gus, Cloudy, and Truth. Truth could maybe even pick up a surprise win out of nowhere. And he's not had the easiest season so far. Truth, he's definitely been up there with some of the quicker guys, and you do have to give it to him for that one. Astronaut is going to come in. He'll be the first of the medium runners in the top 3 to come into the pits. And it's not a penalty. I think he has.
What tyres is he up to for? The softs. So he's got a penalty, but he's up to for the softs, and that's good for Cloudy again, since he's got no one in front of him. Only 3 seconds away from Liam, who's 14 seconds back from Truth. But for Cloudy, this is actually a little bit more of a dream right now. However, the main problems with him at the moment is the fact that he's on hard tyres. It looks like Gus and Truth are going to be on the mediums. There's an incident with Gus's teammate, I believe, a Salty Bear and Storm again. So a lot of incidents towards the back of the field, but Gus seems to be pulling away from Truth, but Truth has definitely dug his nose in a little bit. I'm just wondering now if either Gus or Truth is going to react a little bit to Astronauty and come into the pits this lap.
Well, they won't have too much to worry about because of that 5-second time penalty. Pretty much screwed over his pit stop. Now he's actually on the back of Bruma, so Astronauty moving up the positions. He's into 6th place, or going to the end on those tyres, and he gets by the McLaren car, who did so well in qualifying, and it really did just unravel in the race with that bit of damage earlier on in the Grand Prix. There's Truth NRP into the pits. Interestingly enough, Gus is going to stay out, so could this be an undercut coming out from Truth, and where will he come out in regards to Cloudy Balloons?
Yeah, well. Here comes Cloudy Balloons. He's coming through. Gus, sorry, not Gus. Truth is nowhere near the exit. He's now still coming through. He's only exited now. He's lost a couple attempts, a couple of seconds to Cloudy. He's like 4 seconds down. So this is really positive news for Cloudy. But this will be interesting for Truth. He'll be on the better tyres to Gus Fring, and he's come out and done the undercut. Whether the undercut will work, I think there's a possibility it may do. So, for Truth anyway, this is looking very positive for him. He's 2 seconds behind Cloudy. Cloudy on the hards, he's got another penalty, but Truth on the sauce, on the better tyres, and, well, he has a penalty. Sorry, he has 2 penalties, Truth, but I'll tell you something now, he would be happy, I'm sure, with a podium, because he definitely is on the pace.
Absolutely, and all completely deserved it. The gap was about 3 seconds coming out the pits. It's now down to about 1.5 seconds. So the softs are really just the much better tyre. I think Bruma's gone off, adding to his woes in this Grand Prix. Don't know if that was contact with another driver or if it was him just spinning off on his own. But now, already, Truth NRP is within the DRS of Cloudy Balloons. Gus, yeah, he had to come into the pits there.
Yeah, look at how much time Truth has made on Cloudy. You got to think Gus had been stuck in the same... He had the same sort of times as Cloudy each lap. Truth has made 2 seconds on Cloudy, which technically speaks... 3 seconds on Cloudy, really. Which should technically mean that we should see Truth come out ahead of Gus. Gus coming to the line now. This is going to be very close. Has he made the overcut work? It looks like he has done. However, look at this. Cloudy coming to the inside. A big battle for the lead now between these three. The Cloudy needs to stick with these guys because the battle is still not over for him. Because obviously those soft tyres will die towards the end. But it looks like Truth NLP now stuck behind Gus. That was very close though.
Yeah, now it's all about keeping with Gus. Truth that was about 1/10 of the exit. Oh! Bit of a oversteering moment for him there. He's already dropping almost out the DRS, so it could be over for Truth soon. But that drag reduction system will bring him back into this. Is he going to be close enough to fight Gus, who now activate his overtake mode to defend from him here? But still, Truth catching up to the Alfa Romeo driver. It'd be silly to go for a move from this far back, and Truth going to stick behind them. But Cloudy Balloons already losing time.
Yeah, unfortunately for Cloudy Balloons, he's going to lose so much time on those hard tyres at the moment. Those soft tyres should be able to, they will make it to the end of the race, but whether they will be better is a hard place to put it. But it's quite unfortunate for Cloudy now, because obviously Liam, who's currently leading this race but still has to make that second stop, right now, interestingly for him, he now comes into the pits, so he'll be putting on another fresh set of softs. I wonder where he'll come out. Gazzaman's actually made a really good recovery, may I just point out. He's in 9th place right now. Will he move up to 8th place? I don't believe he will. He's very far behind, so for Liam, I think he will come out in 6th or 7th at the moment. Or I was quite understatement of that. He could come out in 5th place. Here he comes then. Here comes Kingham. And you know what? He's come out in 5th place, so I've completely got that wrong there. And Liam into 5th place. Gus in the lead still of this race. The only man not to have penalties on this track. He doesn't even have a single warning, believe it or not, on this track. Everyone else has 3 seconds, 6 seconds. Kingham has 12 seconds of penalties now. But it looks like Gus Fring is set to take another win this season. I mean, we've seen it all before, but you know, we're going to see it again. It looks like at the moment. But looking at this then, for the championship purposes, he's got 121 points, Gus Fring, at the moment, while Aaron JS in 2nd place has 82. So almost 2 race wins clear from there. Sorry, that would be that's the points they've currently got. So he would move further ahead. Gus would. I thought the championship was a live standings. It wasn't, but Gus will move further ahead. It looks like in the championship of Aaron JS at the moment, but right now he's just doing all he needs to win this race.
Do you want to know how many positions Truth NRP has moved up in this race?
How many?
He has made up 13 positions in this Grand Prix.
Wow. That is superb, to say the least. 13 positions, astronauty as well. Big ups to him, and I think despite Gazzaman moving down 4 positions, he's done well as well to claw his way back up from the back of the grid. Like, granted, he had obviously a safety car there, but he still clawed himself back into a point. As he's got a close Bruma behind him, who is looking for an overtake soon. Whether he'll get it on this lap, I don't know. I would have thought he would. But looking very close now for 9th place. Aaron JS looking very close with Kingham now for 7th place. 6th place here. So, interestingly, some battles are starting to pick up a little bit. We still haven't got any for the lead, really, because Gus is just too far away for Truth. Look how far Cloudy's fell back on those hard tyres compared to the top two. That is insane. Kingan now out of VRS, it looks like. So this should be an easy move for Aaron GS. He goes past Kingan, and there we go. And oh, Kingan's into the wall there. And oh my words. I don't really know what that is. This is a safety car perhaps? I do not know. No safety car, no virtual safety car. That was an odd way to crash out, but I did see what happened there. Aaron GS just overtaked him, and I mean, Kingan just turned into him. That was a rather interesting one, but yellow flags, there's overtaking through the yellow flags. Got to be careful through there, but Bruma does get past Gazaman then, up to 8th place, but Gazaman still wouldn't be disheartened. Technically not lost the position in terms of before what happened to Kingan, but yeah, that was an interesting one, and Kingan's out of this race. He was set to move down many positions anyway, but I don't really know what to say about that one.
Well, whilst all that was happening, Truth NLP had a sniff at the lead. He actually made a move into turn number 1 on Gus then. Gus really had to get the elbows out. He's been notably really good at saving ERS. He had to use up quite a fair chunk of it. Now he's pretty much got nothing left. But now here comes Truth NLP on Gus. Will he send it into the hairpin of turn number 10? I wouldn't have gone for that move. He's just going to stick behind. A bad exit for the Renault car there, but he's still close behind Gus, and this battle for the lead is just getting more and more heated as we go along.
Yeah, well, Truth definitely wants that win on track. He wants to cement his name as the first man who crossed the line. It doesn't matter about penalties. Some drivers do like just to see their name come across the line first. As long as he's driven a good race, of course, that is. But looking further back then, it looks like we've got no real other battles on the track except for this one for 13th, which doesn't mean much since they're miles off the points. But always good to have a nice battle. A Salty Bear and Majestic, who I'm sure obviously have had a bit of bad luck this race, so they're both just going to have a little bit of fun perhaps. Let's just see here, the DRS open for Majestic then as he comes down the straight then. Should be an easy move to the inside. Does a Salty Bear defend? No, he doesn't. To the inside goes Majestic down the inside. That's a nice move from him, but better traction off the exit for a Salty Bear originally, but Majestic though has the position and he should look to get away now.
Well, we could see the same move shape up for the lead here, and with the same cars as well, because here comes Truth NLP. Got a much better exit at the hairpin, and now here he goes in the slipstream, using up the last of his ERS. He's going to pull to the inside line even before the corner comes, as now into the braking zone. Both the drivers go. Gus having to go onto the curbing a little bit, but Truth NLP, he's moved into the lead of the Grand Prix. And I have to say, in this soft stint, he has been superior on the pace.
Well, yeah, but now he's got to get away 6 seconds if he can. I don't think that's possible, but obviously, into the lead of this race, he's looking to win this race in terms of on the track, but Gus is not going to let him go. He's stuck within 4 tenths of him, he's stuck within 3 tenths of him, now down to 2 tenths, so he's still very close to the truth, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes and makes the move out into the first corner here. He's not rushing about it, he's closing, he's pressing the overtake button, so he may actually go for here. To the outside goes Gus, here we go, something to the outside. Truth defending him off, that was a little bit naughty there from Truth, not giving him the space, but you're allowed to do that. That is defending, so obviously you're allowed to block a driver off last second, but yeah, Gus sitting behind then, Truth, and I wonder if he'll be looking to see if Truth has any penalties. If he does, in my opinion, Gus has nothing to worry about. He shouldn't be taking much risks, and well, he's just going to sit behind Truth and just going to have a nice battle with him, it looks like.
Yeah, but winning on penalties is not really the way that some drivers want to do it, so I think Gus will have another little go at him into the hairpin like we saw through to last lap. Here he goes. Look at the difference in speed. It's about 30 kilometers difference between those two, and Gus looking to the outside line. Has he got the position? Truth goes late onto the brakes, and Gus has somehow stuck it around the outside. Here comes Truth though, still hanging on in there on the left hand side of Gus's car. Is he going to send it into this turn 16? I wouldn't have gone for that move, and he has stayed back there. But Gus moves into the lead of the Grand Prix. We've only got 2 laps left this time by, and these two are still fighting like their life depends on it.
Well, yeah, and Gus, it doesn't really depend on it. It looks like he's going to win this race unless he picks up 2 penalties on the next 2 laps, which is a possibility, of course. Sometimes you can let go of yourself, but Truth, a little bit flaky out the exit there, and he's lost a little bit of time. I think the DRS though has helped him catch up a little bit, but right now, Gus looks like he's on to win his 5th race of the season out of 6. We will just continue looking at this, but right now, this is looking very good for Gus.
Absolutely, he's doing pretty much hammer and tongue the entire race. Storm getting in the way a little bit here, probably providing a bit of dirty air. I think Gus might actually stay behind him here and actually get the DRS off of the Williams car. So
well,
he's going to have DRS here and will actually be able to defend from Truth.
Well, that's cheeky. Look, he's just weaving about, just saying, "Haha, I've got the DRS." But maybe that's not really that good from Gus there. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's got the position. Well, not the position done, but he got the DRS, and well, he's gone and stuck out ahead.
Storm might want to get out of the way here, because if he's sticking with these guys for too long, he's actually going to go up the inside trying to go on the move for the lead. He might just be trying to have some fun. He might get done for ignoring blue flags if Truth NLP doesn't get by here. So, are even blue flags even showing up? I'm not seeing any on the sideboards at the off the track, and he's going to go up the inside.
He's disqualified. He's been disqualified.
He's been disqualified.
Wow. I don't know why or how he's got disqualified from it, but must be down to penalties, I'm assuming. But I mean, it was an ambitious move to go down the inside, I must say. But well, that's not done Storm good at all. A disqualification, not what you want to see.
I'm looking on his race director, and oh my word, he's pretty much had a warning on every lap. And yeah, that is quite something around USA. And that is to be expected. But we do move on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. We'll move on from Storm's DSQ. Truth hasn't got much in him here, but why not have one last scrap for the lead, as he's going to open the DRS soon. Can he make the move here though?
Oh, I wonder. Look at this. DRS open, ERS open as well on the overtake. He's ran out of ERS though. Gus has still a lot more to use. He's going to look to the inside. Is he going to go for it? Yes, he does. Down the inside goes Truth. And I think he's got the position done. Unfortunately, it may not be the race win, though, as look, still side by side goes Gus and Truth. Gus wants to win on track. And look into the inside goes Gus. And look at this. Now the elbows decide to come out right at the end here. Side by side through this corner. This is what we love to see. And Gus may get him around the outside here. Has he got around the outside? I don't know. Yes, he has. And the inside line here. To the outside goes Truth to take the position back. And I mean, Gus looked to the inside. Truth is going to win it on track. Gus is going to win the race, though, on the penalties, unfortunately. But, oh my word, Truth gave it quite a lot. And you know what? He definitely deserves some sort of reward. And I guess the reward is a podium. He raced this race brilliantly.
Wow, that was quite the last lap fight, and there's Liam onto the podium, jumping cloudy balloons by 0.3 of a second there. What a performance from him, coming back from a pretty bad strategy. I think Stevie Hart's reversing across the line here, so he's having a nice time with that.
Well, I feel it's just so bad for Cloudy, really, more than anything. We saw how over the moon he was when he got his podium, when he won his race in Belgium and obviously then got disqualified. The gutting feeling of that. He gets on the podium, and because of penalties, he gets shafted off it to replace our sponsor Liam. He must be absolutely gutted. And look how close he was as well. 3 tenths between the two of them. I feel bad for Cloudy, but well done to Gus, Truth, and Liam, who did run a good race as well. Liam, who finishes 3rd in the end. Looking at penalties wise though, Truth was costed on penalties. Liam moved up because of penalties. That's because Cloudy Balloons, Astronauty, Aaron JS and Apex Rogue all had 9 seconds of Earth for penalties. As for Broomer, I mean, Well, very interesting. I was a bit confused about that. Ah, here we go. So in terms of warnings then, Truth was 1 away from 12 seconds. Liam was 1 away from 6 seconds. So Cloudy Blues just wanted that extra warning, and then he would have got that maiden podium here. But it looks like this was the podium for now, but Gus Fring wins another race. The Swiss driver looks unstoppable going in towards the end of the season.
Absolutely. He's back on top where he belongs so far this season. He's definitely been the best driver so far in the prospect here. I definitely think he's going to be looking at higher things for season 17 in One Hub with his performance so far. But I believe we do have to give a Driver of the Day award. So would you like to go first? Because I believe I took it first last week.
Okay, well, I believe I took it first last week. I thought I did anyway. But anyway, I know who you're going to pick, so I'm not going to be mean, and I'm going to pick my one, and I'm going to have to go for Astronauty. He's kept it clean, and although he didn't get a podium, he climbed back to 4th, really on track from 17th to 4th. I think that's a really impressive performance, and I know safety cars may have aided him and everything, but still a very good performance, especially considering last week for the Finnish driver.
Right, and with that, you probably did predict my Driver of the Day correctly. Of course, it's going to be Storm with that DSQ. What a performance from him. No. Yeah. Of course, it's going to be Truth NRP. What a drive from way down the order onto a podium. I believe that's the second time this season that he's been on that on the rostrum. So really great performance from him today. And now, can he get his sights set on a win later on in the season? We're going to have to find out. But we do have to ask a question. So mine for Truth will be on that last lap. Did you even care about crashing, or did you just want to have fun and maybe try and just win it on track, which you definitely did? So that is my question to you.
And my question to Astronauty, simply put, is when you started in qualifying, you didn't set a lap in, and well, unfortunately, you had to start basically at the back of the grid. Did you think that was race over, or did you just have that belief that you perhaps would be on for the result you got? So that is our questions for the drivers then, and with that, we have one last thing to do, and that is obviously to preview for next week, which we are going to round 7 at Montreal in Canada. So we're just heading up north from the USA, and it's a bit far up north considering in Texas, Austin, Texas, of course. But we'll meet you next week for 35 laps around the Montreal circuit in Canada, one of the most famous tracks for a famous chicane. You all know which one it is. But with that, from me and Daniel, good night.